right, y'all. Thank you for tuning in to a special episode of the Boy Podcast. We have most of the band Caustic Law here for you guys to talk to and interact with. Give them a call at 904-638-5119, and we'll bring you into the conversation. Got Danny Lake here.
Whoa, whoa.
And Nelson Riff.
What up?
That's right. And sorry, today's audio only. I'm sort of bare bones for today. We're off location, which is normally my porch, which JP apparently thinks looks like a porno studio because of his vast experience in the porno industry. But so here we are at the Caustic Law House, or former, I guess now that they're moving out of this place. But it's cool having you guys. Thanks for being on the podcast, man.
Thanks for having us, man.
Thank you, James.
This is special for me.
This is special for us as well.
Is it? Oh, thanks.
Going down in history.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I want to make one comment before we start on this journey
Do
of
it.
ours through the space-time continuum.
Roll on.
I want you to go ahead and restate that number on Skype because you said it a little bit quickly.
Oh, yeah.
And just say it slower.
The Skype number, 904 area code, 638-5119. I think we've got like maybe 5 people watching. Thank you, by the way, for watching. Awesome. But, you know, anybody that was listening, feel free to give us a holler. It'll be pretty cool if there's got anything that you want to, if you guys got anything you want to say, talk about.
Yeah, actually, I learned something that's very interesting. Let's go ahead and just dive into the deep realms of the unknown and the imagination.
Sure.
What I heard a couple weeks ago on Joe Rogan's podcast, and I researched it myself through a couple websites online regarding quantum physics, is the fact that if you took all of the atoms that have made up humanity, all of the atoms that have made every person...
Wait, just people only?
Yeah, people only. Mm-hmm. All the people on the that have ever existed on the planet Earth. If you take their... I can hear that so loudly.
Too late, we'll keep on going.
Turn it down.
Did it ruin your...
It's alright, man. It's just like we're in a normal room.
I know. If you take all the atoms of all the people that have ever lived on...
Yeah, I lived on...
Planet Earth, you're gonna totally
Live
ruin
on-
the story if you don't start.
Come on, Danny.
You gotta listen.
You
You gotta
can't
think about the
concentrate.
listeners.
Okay.
You gotta think about the listeners. It's not
Okay.
about Danny. It's not about Danny.
That have lived on
Just
planet
because Danny
Earth.
wants to ignore you and has no soul, apparently,
No
then
soul.
everyone else is caring, though. Go ahead, Nelson,
All right.
please.
I digress.
No soul.
Let's
All
talk
right, so
about
all the atoms,
all the
of
atoms
people.
of all the people who have
Right.
ever lived on
Okay.
planet Earth. If you
Yeah.
took the space that were within those atoms and deducted that from the atom itself and took the matter itself, the actual matter within the atom, because if you think about it, the atom is 99.9999%, however much percent empty. So if you actually took the matter of all human beings, actual matter of the atoms, and you consolidated it, it would be as big as a baseball. That's how much matter we're talking about. So what the hell does that mean? Where are we living? What the hell does that mean for reality? If everything is so
You sound like
empty.
you sound like the
empty.
Bill O'Reilly of
if
space talk right now.
but it's true. If everything is so empty,
Wait, I don't get
why
it.
does everything? You don't get it?
No, I mean the Bill O'Reilly part.
Because it's like saying a fact or like saying something that's crazy and then just being like, what does this mean? Does this mean this? Does this mean that?
Oh, yeah, and then just
It's kinda-
speculating
it's-
on it.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Bill O'Reilly.
Well, I thought, Bill O'Reilly, I'll give him that he like railroads people, but I don't know about the like the other one.
I'm questioning life. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm not
it's,
talking
As
about
much. I mean,
It's
like
talking
so
about
many people
reality.
do the
but
same
you're also
thing.
talking about
What-
something that we
but
have
no, but
very
go ahead.
little knowledge
Yes, go
about.
for it,
We
please.
don't know.
That's all you gotta know, and then you gotta imagine what the hell does that mean for this TV that seems so ridiculously compact and real to a way that. How the hell can the atoms that make up that TV right there be empty? 99.9999% empty. What does that even mean?
We don't even know what's in an atom, man. We don't.
Nothing.
Yeah, we
There's
do.
hardly anything.
Then how,
Space.
if there's nothing in it,
we do
how
know
does
it's an
all of
atom.
this exist?
How do we? Huh?
How does all of this exist if there's nothing?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. Well, like,
Like what?
there's something in atoms because we're
Is
made
there?
of stuff.
What is it?
Obviously.
Space.
That's the thing,
It's
but we don't. We
space.
have no idea what's in atoms. Like we don't even know. We can't even break an atom down to its like most basic unit. We have yet to do that. So until we can do that, we have no fucking idea like what really goes on in there. That's just you know.
We know that there's.
Well, maybe I don't. I wonder if there are these. I don't know. Dude, I wish I just texted my brother to see if he can call in and weigh in on some quantum physics matters. No pun intended. Well, pun intended, I guess. Anyway, have him call up because he's working on his master's in physics. He's been delving in quantum physics quite a bit, and then it becomes like. I mean, you have to understand the science, but it ends up becoming almost philosophy more than anything.
That's absolutely.
And you
that's
become
exactly
like,
what it is.
it becomes like some form of existentialism or something where you're explaining existence through science that can't really be proven, you know, it's just like ideas that seem to work mathematically for the most part, but you can't observe it. And then at that level, by the time you observe it, you've now changed it, you know what I mean? Even the photons of light that are required
Yes.
to see something like for visible sight would possibly corrupt, you know, the data. So I mean, it's I don't know.
But we don't know. But
Well,
we don't know.
I certainly fucking don't know
Yeah,
shit about
we
that.
don't
I
know.
barely understand the bullshit that's on fucking, you know, Discovery Channel and whatnot when it's on, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, so I understand the layman shit that they spew out, but then when you try to connect the dots, it's like you're missing a bunch of pieces. You know, when they just say that Stephen Hawking says there was no time before the universe.
Yeah. And
Right,
you know,
like the Big Bang created time, and so prior to that there was no time. Right. So people say, well, what was happened before the Big Bang? And the answer would be nothing.
yeah. And then
But
you
then,
come
but,
back
but
with
we,
how does
but we
something come from
can't-
nothing?
Yeah, but we can't fathom absolute nothing.
But that's still our best guess. We don't.
Oh no, yeah. Well,
clue,
I don't know.
man.
How do you prove it? It
Yeah,
already
you have
happened.
no clue
If
how
it even
that
happened,
happened. Yeah.
right? So if it happened, it already happened. To the point where, I mean, how do you? Yeah, we can scratch around for the evidence.
Yeah.
But
And we
that's-
know basic things. Like we can see so far out with our technology, but we don't know. We don't have a clue. That's why we're here.
And not where?
Out there.
Out where, like in space?
I don't know. You know what's crazy? Is that there's no up or down, left or right. It's all fucking relative bullshit to us right now.
No, but it is.
There's no ceiling. I mean, there is,
There
but there
is.
isn't at
That's
the same
why
time.
it is relative.
Yeah, that's why it is relative.
Yeah.
It's always relative with direction. But we don't have a ceiling. We don't have a ceiling to this organic spaceship that we're floating on right now. So you can look up, you see infinite sky, infinite space, possibly stars that were born millions and millions, maybe even freaking billions of years
Is
ago.
it infinite though? Like, so if you go along with the Big Bang theory, right? Like, well, at least some iteration of it. Like, if the universe existed only after the Big Bang as a result of the Big Bang, and the Big Bang is expanding into infinite, well, expanding.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily into anything.
No, this is something I watched a documentary
Because
on the
there
other
is
day.
nothing to expand into. It
Physicists,
doesn't exist.
physicists
you know?
explain this as like the best way they can explain the universe is that it's a balloon, and you can Google this all day because trust me, I have.
Yeah.
Is that it's a balloon and it's like blowing up a balloon.
Yeah.
Like the matter of the universe is within a balloon, but the balloon is not the whole thing. Even Morgan Freeman talks about it on The Daily Show, and I think he does a better way of explaining it than I do. But that's the best way physicists have explained the universe, as a balloon.
Yeah, but I think the problem is like the fact that there's nothing outside that balloon.
There might not. There might be something. We don't know.
Well, okay, yeah,
It's depending on what-
it
how you-
depends on
who
how
you
who
ask.
you how you
Yeah.
define the balloon. Because
Yeah.
on one of these, I don't fucking remember which documentary it was, but one of them said that time and space and everything about the universe happened from the Big Bang, and it's expanding. And so the universe is only as big, existence is only as big as the universe is.
Yeah.
And there's nothing outside of the universe.
Maybe.
Maybe. Well,
Maybe.
according to that thing. It does nothing, there is no existence outside of the universe because it created it all.
Yeah. And we know that we can see so far. Like if you Google how far we know about space, it'll be in this this sphere-looking thing with all the planets and galaxies and stuff like that. It's still a circle because we can only see so far in our diameter, like around us.
Right.
So we have no idea. We have little to no idea how big, how small it really is.
That's what she said.
I don't know. I think there's some scientists out there that believe that we've either come close or identified the edge of the universe.
The best part about it, I think, is
Or
that
close. I don't know.
we might have a good idea of
Someone
what's
should
going on.
weigh in. Someone should call in or get on the chat stream
Let us know what you think.
and weigh in on this, because obviously we're just tripping along through the woods trying to figure shit out. I don't know that. The most frustrating thing for me is I don't know enough about that to really be able to comment about it. But I want to.
We're all
or at
so
least I want to
dumb.
know more.
God.
It's like, and that's the thing, you have to find your speciality in life or something, because I will never comprehend and fathom what the people on the forefront of science right now are doing. And how do you decide that you just want to grow up and be like a physicist?
Yeah, and dedicate your life to something that you probably won't make that much money for unless you're balling or an awesome writer.
Yeah, and all you want to do, just like your music, like you chase it, right, like a passion. They're chasing after discovery of this, and they understand it, just like you understand music. You understand how notes work together, and there's a formula. It's formulaic, in a way, how things can work and etc. But to them, you understand and you can walk through that matrix, right? And then they have that talent or skill set for that realm, they understand and can see the physics. Where I don't, for me, both of those are a mystery. In fact, I find a lot of the things in this earth are mystery.
Well, then what's
trying to find that, what am I in tune with?
Yeah, what is your
right?
music?
Yeah,
what is your
I don't
physics?
know, man. I don't know. That's always been a problem for me. It's like everything's just a little dabble across an entire spectrum, but nothing resonates wholeheartedly to the point where I'm consumed. Some of these, I can imagine these guys at the forefront of physics are consumed with the problems of the universe.
Or maybe they consume themselves. Because how would you know? How do we know we might not be better gymnasts or?
Oh, I don't
something else
know.
instead
Yeah,
of
it's all
dedicating
about
time to music?
exposure. What if you just never were exposed?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That. I think that's a big deal. But how do you, imagine how many amazing anything. How many amazing physicists grew up on a farm and died on the same farm?
Yeah.
And nobody knew what the fuck they were talking about. And all the little dudes around him thought he was fucking crazy. Because they still, So let me ask you this. So I had this sort of argument, I don't want to say argument, but a discussion with my brother and sister one day when we were in New York recently. And I said, what do you think about this topic? And they totally disagree with me. Well, I feel like science, because of its complexity and in a lot of cases, it's incomprehensible for most people to really understand new science as it's coming out. Even a treatise on old science, like someone coming back and reviewing it and finding new things. I think we, as a population, don't really understand it. And so what we now do is just take the word of whoever we look at, as the expert.
Yeah.
And whatever made them the expert, right? Credentials, or usually credentials, where they come from, where they study, or whatever, what do they do, right? And their peer reviews are happening, hopefully. I don't know. Is it?
They have to.
Yeah, but that's how the scientific community works, but who's really policing that? How do you know that
Who
one
knows?
person's not bribing another to give a positive peer review or
Yeah.
something. You know what I mean? But you know, that kind of like it to me. I was arguing to them that science, that now in this day and age, I feel like science is becoming the new, in a way a new religion. Because, like, so let's say Michio Kaku or some shit is on Nova and he says some shit. How the fuck am I gonna check if Michio Kaku is fucking right?
Impossible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what do? I just gotta believe him and have faith that he knows what the fringe of the universe looks like.
Yeah.
Or he can explain the event horizon as if he's been there.
Or you can take his idea of it. You know what I'm saying?
Now, so don't get me now. What I don't want to be saying is that I believe that full faith, full faith and credit only to religion with no question is the right path, or that full faith is the right path at all. I'm just saying that we need to be careful, right? As a society, we need to be careful because we're seeing my perception of the world right now is we're seeing a slide away from simple full faith in religion to
Traditional
a simple,
ways.
into a simple full faith in science.
Yeah.
With no question, because how am I supposed to question whether a certain electrolyte stimulates a fucking amino acid chain to do some fucking whiz-bang shit in my dick? You know what I'm saying? How do I know that? Right? And I can research some shit from the pharmaceutical people, and I can try to research some stuff, but I mean, I don't know. How do I know that's right? How do I know that the literature, just like people read the Bible and they're like, oh, that shit, that's
You
real
can't.
shit.
You can't, man. You can't trust anyone, really, truly. And if you're going to go off and say, okay, well, I'm going to trust this literature or this peer-reviewed, whatever it may be, if you go off and say that, if you look at the evidence in our past history, such as I just watched the documentary Inside Job not too long ago, and I hadn't watched that before, but there were people at Harvard University being convinced by huge amounts of money to write articles on certain securities. You know all about this, James. On certain securities, making them sound like they're great, or the market's okay, and that people should buy, or whatever the hell it was. The manipulation was the key of this. And this was at a Harvard University. This was a Harvard professor being convinced to do this. So yeah, back to your point, is you really can't trust anyone. And it's crazy how much we do trust the stuff that is out there on an everyday basis, whether we're conscious of it or subconsciously there. Like, we're trusting so much stuff, right? That people are saying. We're basing our beliefs on what people are saying. We're basing society in the way that we're bringing our children up through education, through the ways that what we think is important.
Yeah, that was something else I wanted to touch on. But I mean, I think it goes along the same way. But like you hear a lot about like new science in researching child behavior and child psychology and how to parent your kids and stuff, right? And you get these experts telling you how to raise your kids. But I mean, don't we have a population problem as is? Right? We've already got, like, obviously we're okay at raising kids because they fucking keep making more of them, right? So why do we need help in that realm? Because are we necessarily making anything better than before? You know, is there a right way? Because obviously it works. So are you saying that
we're teaching,
that
our
people
education is mainly just teaching people a system that we are living in.
But is it though? Like when you have child psychology stuff, just in general, they're like, well, you know, when your kid's 3, they're going through the X phase of their psychological growth. So if they throw a temper tantrum, you should just let them, and whatever. I'm like, no, fuck that. I don't want that 3-year-old running around doing some shit or whatever. But they could say like, well, you can do whatever you want, but it's useless. You can spank them, you can put them, ground them, or sit them in a corner. And they get that maybe that connection doesn't actually happen, between the event and the punishment or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so maybe they've done studies where in general 90% of the population that connection's not made between certain ages. So knowing that, should I just let my kid go nuts?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
because maybe that someone's done some research
Because
on
of the
it.
research
But
that
we've
might
never,
have
you
been
know,
done.
but I was never raised that way. I didn't go nuts. I don't care how old I was. I could be a fucking baby, and there's no way my parents would have let me go holler with no,
Agreed.
with nothing, like
Agreed.
without either removing themselves or something. And I mean, I think, and then also, what are we saying about the people that have been raised thus far? So if the one way if these new ways are the right way to raise kids, then what's with all the people that weren't raised that way? When people read that book and say, well, I wasn't raised this way, is that saying that the way you were raised was wrong and so that it begets the wrong kind of person?
No, I think the game is changing. I think as technology advances and as our society becomes a different thing to more people, the game will change. There'll be different rules to the system. You know what I'm saying? How you have to treat your kids. We might wind up like China and only get to have like 1 or 2 kids.
That'd
you know
be
what I'm
smart.
saying? It makes sense. Totally makes sense. Because not to be a hater on human species, but we got a lot of dead weight that we could cut off.
Mm.
You know?
Dead weight.
That's a
We
terrible
have-
way of
we
putting
have
it.
human
That's
beings.
not compassionate at all. Yeah, you're right. I'm
Nope.
sorry, but I'm speaking in like alien terms.
I'm speaking in terms of just population right now. If we were to just keep on going at the rate that we are, the population is just going to be so enormous in the matter of decades that we won't be able to sustain that population, and that's going to be a huge problem in the future. Huge problem. What are we going to do about that? How are we going to feed? We can't even figure out a system to feed people when we have enough food. What about when we don't have enough food? What kind of system are we going to have then?
The system for, well, see, that's the, now we're switching topics to like resource-based economics, that whole thing. If we have, because we do, I guess if you look at the whole entire Earth, can we sustain all the human population? Sure, we can. But, what's the means to that? How do you get to that end?
GMO.
What?
No, but I mean
to make like the superfood
Yeah.
that will do everything?
our society cannot handle it because technology is going in the way that machines do everything better now. It's not like we have like factories with hundreds of people and assembly lines where everybody can have a job and profit. Doesn't make sense anymore. Machines do it better, and they will do everything.
We had an example the other day where we pointed that out. We called up Chelsea at Nukes, and we gave her our order. Hey, Chelsea, we need blah, 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 turkey sandwich, blah, 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 Caesar salad. Okay, she types it on in. Boom, she's got the order. Is there any need for Chelsea within that transaction there? No, there's not. You know why? Because it's a bunch of zeros and ones going into that computer, and what's missing is just a transmitter from my order to that computer, in the matter of zeros and ones. So how do we make a computer that takes Chelsea's spot that you no longer have to even pay for Chelsea anymore? So there you go.
Right.
There you go. Computers fix everything. Bam. We're taken
Yeah,
over by
but-
robots. Terminator's real. We're
Wait,
fucked.
Hey, do you guys have some? I was trying to keep it like on the DL that I want to ask about audio issues. Do we have people listening that you know right now?
I think so.
Because someone just asked when does it start, and I'm like, well, shit. If
Oh
they
yeah,
can't hear,
I just got that. I responded.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure people
hey,
are
out
listening.
there, if anyone's out of the 8 viewers that we still have, thank you, 8 viewers. You know what?
Someone's
you guys
listening.
are
Someone's
unique.
listening. I got.
Well, throw something on there on the chat stream and let us know if the audio's coming in okay, or if you're bored with what we're talking about, or whatever. Okay, we got a call.
We have a Skype caller. Look at that.
All right. Thank you for giving us a call. You're on the Boyd. Who's this?
This is Ken.
Yo, what's up?
Hey, Ken.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Great. How are you?
Doing great, man.
I'm doing real good, real
Yeah,
good.
it's good to have you, Connor.
I think I'm probably lagged behind you guys, so I'm kind of wondering what you're talking about. Are you still talking about overpopulation?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that.
Ken, before we get into that, what's your relationship to this podcast right now?
My my relationship is active listener right
Oh,
now.
no,
I
I
mean,
mean,
at
he's
this
the
instant,
bro, man. He's
No,
been on the podcast many times in the past.
Okay, great.
Oh
Hey,
yeah, yeah.
hey,
I
Ken.
enjoy that from time to time.
On a
Yeah.
side note, how's the audio? Is it okay? Can you hear us all right?
Oh yeah, I can hear you all just fine. Mine is cutting in and out. I don't know if it's because it's like an ad or something trying to come in, but it's cutting in and out.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I feel like I'm
those
not missing
ads,
anything.
man.
You sound great. You sound like you're on a radio station, like we just buzzed you in the car. Like,
Oh yeah, I sound good. You all can hear me.
Yeah,
for sure.
it's great. It's a good stream.
Awesome.
Sweet.
So Ken, go ahead with your question or whatever you were going to talk about there.
Well, no, I was just gonna say that if you guys are still talking about overpopulation, I remember this old story that I heard about this society that was the perfect society, and they got to the society and they were like travelers from another world, and everything's so crystal and spick and span, and then come to find out every month this perfect society was hosting this event where they would guide all the old and crippled people up to the volcano and toss them right in there.
Wow.
And that's kind of like a gray look at it, but I mean at the same time you got to think can we really sustain, if we can't even sustain overpopulation, how can we possibly sustain all the sick and old and crippled and everything that costs this society money? And I mean, to your point, how you were saying that jobs are getting, to the point where technology is replacing them. Well, technology is about to replace all jobs, it seems like. So
Right.
we're just going to be this race of little chicklets in a nest screaming for food.
Right. I agree with you, man. It's
I agree completely, Ken. Trust me, and that's what sucks is because
thanks for cutting me off there too.
sorry, I didn't want to go into a Karl Marx rant, but I think what he had in mind was correct. Is that eventually human beings are going to get replaced by machines, and there's going to be so many of us without jobs that something is going to have to happen. It's going to be some sort of revolt or some sort of human movement that's going to happen.
Yeah, and it's probably not going to be pretty.
No, it's not. It will be bloody. Karl Marx says that
Yeah.
too. So I mean, it sucks to think that because it'd be better to be like more optimistic. Like, no, that would never happen. We would figure out something instead. But I really feel like we're gonna get to that point.
I mean, it seems like we need some kind of global awakening, and I mean, I for one would be, if everybody woke up and said, "Hey, we're willing to only have one child," or "Hey, we're willing to be a part of this movement that I'm willing to draw." Like basically, what I'm saying is, I'm willing to draw straws. If we as a society is willing to cut how many children we bear, and half of us will say that we won't bear children just for the sake of cutting the population. I mean, if a huge generation just doesn't have kids for 40 years, think about how much the population would be cutting. I'd be willing to draw straws and say.
But then you run into the problem we're having now with so now you run into a governmental problem, right? Because we're already facing that. The baby boomers boomed after the war, right? They're the product of that. But then they were like, oh shit, I can't afford this many kids, right? And so they don't have as many kids, so there's less of us in the end, right? Now we gotta support they asses, you know what I'm saying? So like, let's say we just start drawing straws, right? It's gonna be the same kind of thing for our children.
Well, no, I think our drawing straws is going to be cutting off Social Security, and companies won't have retirement anymore.
But
that's
then,
going to be cutting straws.
To what end? To what end? Are you going to let people die on the streets? And
No,
that's
but I
the
mean,
answer?
I think it'll be like you work until you can get enough money anymore, and then when you can't, nothing else is going to support you.
And then what? Then you just die on the
You
street?
just die, I guess.
That's the thing.
Who knows,
Nobody's
but,
going to let that happen.
You don't.
No one's going to let
when
that
our
happen.
population gets too out of control, do you
Dude.
think people can stop that?
No, yeah. Someone is going to, yeah, there's always going to be someone with resources that the population's going to demand that they share or something. I mean, we could end up in some kind of weird, weird government. I mean, it's already getting weird as it is.
I mean, we're already
it's
so
weird.
trillion in debt. I don't know how we're paying checks for people that are old right now. Like, how are you still getting Social
I
Security?
don't know, man. I
No,
don't
just
know.
printing money, borrowing money,
I
printing
mean,
money.
What do you think, Ken?
It just seems to me like the more and more people that you're going to have around you, the more and more primal instincts like humans going to take, and we're just going to want to kill each other. The less and less space you have around you, your instincts are going to take in, and we're going to find more and more terrible ways to kill each other, and it's just not going to stop until we get out. You know, we break this paradigm that we're in and shift into something else that we wake up and stop destroying the earth.
Right. You know what? We need a huge shift of consciousness, a different shift, a different perspective.
Hang on.
Right.
Ken.
Let me say what I gotta say. We need a huge shift of perspective as a human race. So we could get to that point where if we did need to off some old people that have been living and they're holding us behind now, it's not like often some person you don't know. It's often someone that is giving their life up for the other, for the
What would it be like?
rest
a
of,
lottery?
of the human
Yeah,
race.
like, are you just gonna cap all the old people and be like, "This is good for the gooder kind"?
Well, yeah, if everyone had that connection, the shift of consciousness, whatever that may be.
So we're gonna shift to be murderers? That's what
No,
it
not
sounds
necessarily.
That's why overpopulation is never going to be cured, because to control the population, you have to have the ability
have
to
to
abandon
cull the
emotion when you're
population
cutting
somehow.
it.
Yeah.
Ken, I gotta ask you. Okay, so we have this issue. What is your solution? What could you do? Do you think that'd fix the system?
Well, that's the thing, is that we're too human to go and just kill people that don't deserve to be killed. So there needs to be this huge global acceptance saying, hey, we're not going to film John and Kate +8 and glorify it. We have to acknowledge that there's a problem and all band together and not have babies for 30 years.
Like getting a
We
gay
gotta-
pile, like in South Park?
I mean, honestly, there should be a point. There might be a point in our near future where having a kid is more than a kid is banned, just like in China.
China.
And not. Yeah, I mean, in China they have sanctions that you can't have more than one kid.
Yeah, but I mean,
So,
then the burden falls on the children to take care of the parents. And you have less. I mean, everything falls on your one shoulder. You don't have siblings to help.
It's a huge game.
Well,
we're
that's
in.
what. It's got to be combined with some type of government intervention. I mean, you know, we can't go on like this, living the same life we're living now in
Nobody's
that
willing
world that
to.
I just
No,
painted.
it's not gonna. You can't. The people aren't
No.
gonna accept you telling them that that's it.
You're right.
can't.
You're right. And the thing is that nobody's willing to accept.
And we're gonna
taking
kick
a
it
step
down,
from
kick the
current
can down
standard
the
of living.
road, and to let those other motherfuckers 3 generations from now. I don't even know those guys.
Yeah, we're not gonna be alive during that.
They'll deal with that.
Yeah.
There's still plenty of room that we could kill off all the animals and stuff. There's still plenty of room. You know what I'm saying? Is that what we should do? No, absolutely not. We shouldn't do that. But can we? Is there going to be a movement someday where there's like all the Greenpeacers versus the Earth Takers, and they're going to be like, humanity trumps the animal kingdom, and like we just take over the entire Earth and say fuck it, because we have too many people. There's just too many, and there's like little tiny pockets of animal life, like in little tiny square acreages left, and that's it.
How are you gonna get rid of like dolphins and shit?
It's
though?
just gonna happen,
The
dude.
dolphins
It's
are
just
smart.
gonna happen. We're gonna fuck it up.
Dolphins supposedly have names for
We're
each
gonna
other.
keep pushing it until it is evident, and once it's evident, it's too late already.
We're already like biologically warfaring them by dumping trash in the
Oh,
ocean
yeah,
like,
we-
constantly. Like that's just
Dude,
where
no, yeah.
What about koala bears, dude? They're cute, man.
cute as
I
shit.
know,
Polar
they're cute,
bears.
but we're moving in on their property, son.
We're cutting trees down like it's our job and not giving a fuck.
Day skipping says technology's making basic human sustenance more feasible for the masses, which I think it's true,
Yeah,
right? Absolutely, but still,
The
there's
fact
got to
that-
be incentive to be involved in that supply chain, right? Who's the one making the technology that makes it better and easier to move the food for the masses? there's got to be incentive for them. What is their incentive? Altruism? Are they really just doing it to help the Earth? Probably not. Probably not. In fact, I wonder who is doing that. That might be an interesting thing to look at.
Who's out there?
As as the Earth progresses and down this mode of, you know, it doesn't require self-sustenance anymore.
Well,
You know, it doesn't
it comes,
matter
it
where
comes
you.
with a cost.
Well, the thing is, like, when shit falls apart, you moved, man. Like, when the Dust Bowl happened in the U.S., you know, people fucking moved, right? They found a way out, or they eked a way through, or they died, right? I mean, people just have to deal with that. So, like, I don't understand why when shit doesn't work, why don't we just move away from that area and then try to figure out what the hell happened? Or, if we shouldn't have been there in the first place, then let's leave. Like Ethiopia, is it like impossible to grow food there? Is it not a good place to find water? Because it sounds like those two things are pretty basic necessities of life. So if those are bad in that area, let's like not live there anymore.
Like Africa?
Like in certain spots, I'm like, you know, I know that's their country and stuff, but I don't know, why are we still living there? Can we help them move? I mean, the U.S. could help out. We've got experience moving races of people from one place to another, right? Invented Oklahoma because of it. You know what I'm saying? So we could help out. Let's just move them to somewhere else that has food
Just keep moving on.
or something. I don't know. I don't really know anything about this, but, you know, people weigh in, please, because I don't know what I'm talking
I would like Ken, are you still there?
I am.
Hey, Ken. You know what? Let's move on to a new topic here.
Hey, oh Stony Bear here. Dolphins are the only animals beside us that do it for pleasure.
She's
Yeah,
actually
man.
trying to call.
Yeah, oh Stony Bear.
Oh, doing it for pleasure.
You know,
Absolutely,
oh,
yeah.
Well, not only that, but think about this. On top of that, dolphins are known for raping. Raping other dolphins.
How would you know if a dolphin's raping another dolphin?
Yeah,
You can tell. They do.
They
You
know.
can
They
tell.
know the sounds
Yeah,
of discomfort.
absolutely.
Like you can gang, like
Yeah,
dolphins will gang rape each other?
they would gang rape.
Oh,
They will
Kenny,
gang rape. Their
sorry,
males
I
will
think we
gang
moved
rape a
off
female.
sort of off of
They,
the topic we
dolphins
started
rape
with there.
humans
So.
too.
I've heard that
Exactly,
too.
Ken.
I've heard
Yeah,
that.
oh,
Ken.
gross. That's so gross.
Yeah. And when you see that, you will be completely surprised.
That's quite.
It blew my mind when I saw that. Another topic here that I was gonna kind of veer off to. And
Wow, I mean,
it's-
so like, how do you get how you can't get away? That's their world, man. You're in another fucking world, the ocean. You're like a clumsy flopping thing. Like, what do you do?
That's
even
a different.
even an
that's a
Olympic
different universe.
swimmer, even an Olympic swimmer's like this floppy, stupid thing. You know what I'm saying? Compared to anything in the ocean, compared to a fucking sea turtle, a human is the fucking most weird thing in the ocean. So like, yeah, you could totally get raped by a dolphin, man. That's so weird that they would want to rape us. I wonder if anybody's raped a dolphin.
I wonder if they've ever.
You think anyone's ever gone to SeaWorld and done some shit to a dolphin?
If anybody's ever raped a dolphin, I would
That's
say that that's really fucking impressive. Because they can swim away, but you would have to really like manhandle this dolphin.
Maybe they didn't do
They're
anything.
slippery too.
I
Maybe
guess
they
they-
didn't do. Maybe they didn't know what was going on.
I guess
They
it-
were curious too.
Maybe a
I don't
beach-
know the dolphin mind,
Maybe a beach dolphin.
especially if they're locked up in SeaWorld. Probably go a little insane. Possibly.
Well,
Insane.
it's been great listening to you guys rape
Ken.
dolphins.
Thanks.
Ken, thanks for you calling in, man.
You're
Awesome
welcome.
insight,
Yeah,
awesome
absolutely.
insight.
I'll stay tuned.
Please encourage all the callers. Please give us a holla.
Yeah, give that phone number one more time.
904-638-5119.
What was that?
I bet you Smokey
What?
calls in
What?
there.
What? It was 904 638
638.
5119. Give us a holler. You're on the board.
5119.
I totally wrote the wrong number. 904
Okay, so check this.
9115.
5119.
What all of this,
5119.
all of this crazy talk makes me want to do sometimes, and living in this crazy fucking American society that we do live in.
Yeah.
You know what that makes
Is
me
it
wanna
that
do?
crazy? How
Yeah,
crazy
it's fucking
is it really?
insane. Let me hold on. Sometimes you get pushed to the point where I would love to go out to the fucking wild and just live off the land, man.
Dude,
You know,
Zebo0311, by the way, says he was raped by a dolphin. I call shenanigans on that. Shenanigans for sure. Oh, we got another call. What's up?
caller.
Hey, you're on the void. Who's this?
Oh.
Oh, someone
got
snatched
shot.
out. Don't do that.
Call her down.
Don't do that. Alright. What are you afraid of?
So there's this
I don't
document.
think he was really raped.
There's this
person was
documentary
raped.
on
That's
YouTube.
bullshit.
Check this out.
That's not cool to joke about that. Because if people were really raped by a
Can I
dolphin,
say something
how
real
traumatic-
quick?
How
You are
traumatic,
the
dude.
closest.
How traumatic is that? Like, dolphins are friendly. They have a built-in smile.
Jesus.
They can't be mean looking.
Who says they're not smarter than us, dude? That'd be trippy.
And they're raping people, and you're supposed to be able to, like, trust.
Gang raping people, that's serious.
Damn,
That's,
they're gang rape? Gang rape? Shut up. Really? Oh, God. How scary, and you're in their universe. How are you going to help, like, let's say that, like, your girlfriend jumps out to hang out with the dolphins. They all start gang raping her, right? What can you do? What the fuck is your clumsy ass gonna do in the fucking ocean against a gang of dolphins, set tripping and everything?
Because that is not your
You're in
environment.
their territory, son. You overstep.
You might as well be in
bounds.
space. Just
You
floating.
can't do. What are you gonna do? I mean, you hope you got a gun. You might be able to start shooting.
Oh, caller in.
yes,
Caller
man.
in.
That's. I don't know.
Hello.
Hey, what's up? This is the boy. Who's this?
Hello. Hey, what's up? Boy,
Ah, dude. Hey, turn down your set.
oh God.
Oh my god. Hey, you know when you
Hell.
call in, you gotta turn down your set. Just call us on your cell phone or whatever phone. A phone. PHONE.
Oh, another caller.
Alright, let's try this out. Hey, what's up? You're on the boy. Who's this?
All right, I'm moving rooms. Let's see if that works.
Hey.
We got Lauren.
Lauren.
That's me. What's up?
Lauren King.
We gotta hear some Lauren. What do you gotta say about this?
All right, my question is for each of you: who
Damn.
is a timeless member of your spank bank?
Of what now?
What?
Oh, yeah, you heard me. A timeless member of your spank bank.
Spank Bank.
Yeah, spank bank. I know I'm not going to
like
tell
a
you what
go-to?
a spank bank is.
Like when you're thinking about
Should I Google
something.
it?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Dude, it's when you're like jacking it and you're thinking about something.
Oh, that's
Who were
what
you
Thank
thinking
you.
about?
Yeah,
Who are you
collection
thinking about when you're
images, thoughts,
spanking
dreams,
it?
and desires.
You actually Googled
One
spank
conjures to
bank,
heighten
man?
arousal in order to achieve climax. That makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah, that.
Spank Bank?
Timeless member, forever and always.
You.
Yeah.
William
Is
Shatner.
that wait? Is that flattering?
A little bit.
Yeah, if a guy says that to you, I mean, other than this one actual moment where you actually asked him, like, other than that, like, when would a guy say that ever, and it would be acceptable to you?
That you're a member of his spank bank.
Yeah.
You know, there's probably not another time.
This is
There's
the only
something
time. Holy shit!
This is it.
This is
Awesome.
the one free
Awesome.
pass
You better,
for you can't.
you better
Spank
give
bank.
this up, then.
I'm expecting free answers here.
Oh, shit.
You weaseled out of that one, jerk.
Yeah, that was so...
Genius. He's a genius. A weasel.
There's a part of me that wants to say
I don't know. I've got a lot of gay in me, so I don't know.
Miss,
Ah, whoa.
Miss
Oh,
Obama.
Hey.
this is not a hard question.
It's not a hard question.
It's not a hard question. Close your eyes. The first person.
I think that's a hard question.
Miss Obama.
David Hasselhoff.
David Hasselhoff.
I don't know, man.
Ew,
I just,
gross.
too much hair.
To tell you the truth,
I think he'd be all hairy and shit. Like, not that I don't know that anything would necessarily be a good idea.
Well, I mean,
Oh shit. hold
okay,
on, my
like,
brother's
am
calling.
I going for quickness or am I going for pleasure?
Hey man.
pleasure and quickness.
I mean,
and
I'm not trying to attach emotions to this. Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't.
Please tell me. I stumped you.
What is okay, what's your spank bank? And then
Mine?
yeah.
I wasn't prepared for that.
I know, tricky, right? That's how I feel.
I wasn't prepared for that. Anthony Bourdain.
Anthony Gordon?
I said Anthony Bourdain.
Bourdain, who's that?
Who's Anthony Bourdain?
Yeah. Should I
Really?
Should I Google him?
We're gonna Google.
I'll Google
Who's Anthony Bourdain? Who am I talking to? Get learned.
You're definitely
yeah,
not
Google
talking
him.
to Anthony Bourdain.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
shut up. Shut up. This chef guy is your number one guy.
I
No
thought that was
way.
the first answer that I had popped into my head. Yeah.
Way. He's got
Who are you?
gray hair. Do you think he has a long schlong? Is that what he...
I don't want it too long.
Anthony Bourdain?
Is that the dude that goes around to different like travels and shit? No way. That's
Yeah.
a
Nailed
mistake,
it.
dude.
That guy.
Something's
Oh,
wrong.
He's a good rider,
weird.
too.
Oh god. Alright.
Oh, God.
Nice. That's swell.
James, who's your spank bank?
You know, this is gonna sound creepy, but I wouldn't say that I do have like a certain someone in my spank.
I say the
think
same.
It's more like who's around me at the time that intrigues me. That it could be
I
that
hope
day.
nobody's around you when you're referring to your spank bank.
I'm saying.
I hope there's nobody else around.
You never know. You know what I mean? That's the thing.
You're around right now.
Because that's the realism of it. It's real. It's in the realm of possibility.
All right, Lauren, off the spank bank thing.
Thank you
Let's
so much.
let's have a moment with you.
Dude. Oh, yes. Okay, let's have a moment.
What did you?
Oh, God.
I was going to say, my brother can call in and talk about that physics thing, man.
Do it.
Could hang on. We got.
Wait, we got
we're
more
not done
on.
with- Why?
Yes.
That was so rude.
No, that's why
So
I said
rude.
dude.
I've never said that out loud.
Didn't know that you
All right,
were
Lauren.
going to do this.
Yeah.
All right, go.
Like I'm
Hang
over. It's been
Are you
years. Yeah. Okay. This is my question to you.
Yeah.
It's been years since I last saw you. What would you say? What experiences had the biggest impact on you that made you who you are now?
That made me who I am now.
Chia.
Let's see. The one that pops into my head is a couple of years ago at Bear Creek. I'd done a bunch of mushrooms and was trying to take a swig of what I thought was just whiskey, but it was acid whiskey.
Whoa, what's
and
that? There's acid whiskey. There's such a
and
thing.
I was awake for like 48 hours.
Whoa,
Ooh.
that's nuts.
So that
Damn.
shaped me a little bit to raise the bar.
How
Was
was,
it-
how was that?
Yeah.
Oh, it was good after I figured it out. It was good. It was good. It's 106 days until Bear Creek, by the way.
106.
You know that. Shit. Yeah. I know. I can't think of a better answer. I'm good at thinking on the spot. You guys, I'm going to let y'all do that and
Don't
hang up and keep listening to.
Thanks for calling. Hey, thanks for listening.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
It's always like this on the Boyd, so make sure to tune in. Tell your buddies if it seems like something they would like, please.
All
let them
right,
know.
I will, and I will call back if I can think of a better question.
Awesome,
Alright.
Nailed it.
Yeah, thank
Love
you.
you guys.
We love you. Goodbye. Thank you, Lauren
Awesome.
King, for
Awesome.
calling
Hey,
in
if
and
you guys
sharing
want
your
to call
experience.
in, it's 904-638-5119.
Word.
It's on the chat stream too, so get in there, chat it up. We got some people throwing some stuff in there.
Let's talk about
Old
some
long
real shit. man.
schlong. Just joking about Anthony Bourdain. That's so crazy. Just that's
Wow,
her spank
that was
bank.
her
So
spank
weird.
bank?
That's so weird with girls. Like, how do you know as a dude? Who are you supposed to emulate as the hot dude? Like, there's no way I would ever want to look like Anthony Bourdain on purpose. Like when I get old, which I'm getting, right? I'm in that range. I'm getting there. You know, but I don't want to look like Anthony.
He's
Bourdain,
going around
you know
eating
what I'm saying?
food and like that's sexy. Like the only
Yeah,
thing I've
and
ever
he's a
seen
good
him do is
writer,
eating.
and he's like all like opinionated about shit or whatever.
I'm fucking pissed off at Anthony Bourdain.
Like, I'm not gonna hate him, though.
He is
You know what I'm
pretty-
saying? I'm
he's
not
pretty
gonna.
hot.
I don't need to be a hater.
Nah,
about it.
man, he's
Don't need-
successful.
don't
He's
need-
able to
he's
do what he
super
wants to
hot.
do, man. I hope I could do something like him. Maybe that's what's sexy about it. He
And
just,
have gorgeous girls like
You know what I'm
Lauren, like
saying?
Lauren is nuts. That blows my mind.
mm,
Oh my god.
jeez, it's nuts, man.
You know, it'd be great
What?
if we could have another caller call in.
You like that, huh? Isn't that cool?
I like the callers.
That we get
calling
to
in.
like this
And
whole
share
this
it.
conversation is actually us, right? The three of us in this room and let's see, 9 other people. Well, actually, are you guys watching this?
I'm not.
You're not. Nelson, are you on? Are you watching this?
Yes.
All right. So I wonder. I don't know if I count as a viewer
8.
or not. Anyway, if I do, then that
Who
means
fucking
minus
cares?
2.
There's
so maybe
somebody
at
in
least
here
7.
listening right now.
There's 7 other people. So that's like 7 other people sitting in this room with us.
So to give people perspective of what's going on right now, we're sitting in a room with some beer, just chilling out.
Just chilling out. That's
Just
it.
chilling out. Having
And we happen to have a
conversation.
microphone right in the middle of the
We're,
room. That's all.
currently moving out of this house, so we've got not jack shit in it. We're in a room with a couch.
Yeah,
a
if you can
table.
imagine, it's sort of echoey a little bit if you can notice that.
Yeah. And that's it.
You know what's good? Life's pretty good right now. You know why? Couple reasons. You want me to list them?
Yeah, list them out, man.
A.
Hey.
Not in jail. Right?
Oh, right. Yeah.
Right.
Top of the list, right?
Right?
Not in
Not in
Africa.
jail.
Why
'cause
is-
jail's not
why
fun.
should that be a fear of yours? Like, why should you be afraid?
there, James.
Why,
Everybody-
you know, like, why should a citizen be afraid of jail? Like, what are they doing that society is telling them not to do?
Doesn't matter, dude. If you
You know what
spend
I'm saying?
one night in jail, you will never want to go
No
back.
way, I don't want to go there. I don't ever want to go to
I- we
jail. I
never
don't need
did.
to be there.
We never
to
did
know.
originally.
I don't want to, you know. what
We
I'm
wound
saying?
up there, though.
It's not fun.
It's not.
That's what I'm saying. Man.
Duval County Jail is not fun.
Yeah.
That's what we figured out.
Spend a couple
Especially
days in
when-
there.
Well, I guess that's why you're not supposed to do things that get you in jail. Don't do those things.
It's like, get on golf carts that aren't yours when you're drunk.
Yep.
Yeah, that kind of shit will land you in jail. Unfortunately, I mean, I think people should be more understanding. But then again, if it's my golf cart, I would be a little bit pissed.
Right.
But I understand though, because I used to do shit like that all the time as a kid, man.
We waved to her as we left the pool. It was a security golf cart at a pool in an apartment complex, and we walked right past her and waved. And then we took her golf cart. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember much after that. Just remember being in jail.
Oh,
Hey, we got a
caller in.
Oh.
There is a caller calling.
Hey, thanks for calling. This is the boy. Who's this?
Oh.
And hop on. You lose.
Yeah. Lame.
But then we spent 2 days in Duval County Jail.
Dude, that's nuts, man.
And it wasn't fun. Our experience consisted of
We didn't know why we were there.
drunk. We were really drunk while we were in there. Really drunk. Drunker than I probably have ever been in my life. If anybody has ever seen the Jaeger bottles that are like the extra big ones, I'm not talking about big Jaeger bottles. the
gross. Don't
regularly
tell
big.
me you drank
I'm
that.
talking about
Why would you
huge
do
Jaeger
that
bottle
to
that's
yourself,
like
man?
2 feet tall.
It was
and
between
it's-
4 people
yeah, 4
we
people,
killed
energy
Jaeger.
drinks.
all night. And then we went back and got a smaller bottle. Like the little, like, liter or whatever the fuck you call it.
Why? You just weren't drunk enough. Huh?
Dumb.
So dumb.
We were young and fucking dumb. The result was jail. So
We had
so
an awesome
kids,
golf
if you're listening out there, don't get drunk and steal a
Yeah,
golf
but how many
cart.
people
Just
have told
don't.
you that you didn't listen to anyway? Like
No one told me to not
listen
get drunk.
They didn't
and steal a golf-
specifically
no.
tell you that.
Yeah.
If someone did,
If someone
hold on,
did,
if
then
someone
that-
did, you would have said, "Oh shit! Well, someone told me once.
Mhm.
I better not
The best part is we still
get
don't
drunk
know.
and steal a golf
We don't know
cart.
which
Better
one
not
of us
do
was
that.
the original
Oh,
one
God.
that jumped in the driver's seat. We have no idea who the original person was.
That's up for.
Up for debate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's intriguing.
Yeah.
We'll never know. We came out. There was this video that came out like
Of
2
you?
years after, that or 2 or 3 years afterwards, of like Brandon's roommate. We were staying at Brandon's apartment. We stole his apartment complex's golf cart, wrecked it. Some chick had a video of us going back up to the room after I had crashed it. I finally crashed it into a car, into like the front end of this red car, and like she has like this 30-second video of us like crawling upstairs or like trying to get out of like the parking lot, and that's all we have. Our memory has nothing.
It was
of
scary because you could see how drunk we were.
Yeah,
and
we-
it was not.
that. Had no record.
not
I don't
good.
remember those moments in life, even though there's a
Wow, that's so crazy, man. Well, I have to admit, I have at least a few of those. But that's crazy that we would do that. Like, why would a grown? Well, I guess you're not grown yet. You just don't know.
We're just.
You just don't know the limits, and you want to
We need to
figure it
test
out.
the limits.
Yeah, you need to figure it out. That's when you grow up. When you're in your hopefully as you enter into your 20s, you start to grow up.
Right.
But that's what we did. We got out of jail. We somehow found a ride back to Brandon's apartment. We had no idea. Some FSU student got arrested who lived in Tallahassee, and luckily his dad drove us back there. And then we ate and went home back to Tallahassee and watched Locked Up live for like hours.
Dude, Kenny said his girlfriend's done that before. Same thing as you.
Really?
What did he say? He just said, my girlfriend did that, drank and stole a golf cart.
Ken, if you would like to call in and share that story.
Yeah, let's talk.
Feel
Ken.
free.
Stony Bear over there says Jacksonville's on cops more than anywhere else. Is that true? You guys were watching
Dude,
a
we
lot of
have
cops
the
for a while.
largest. We have the largest like crime per capita right here.
Really?
Jacksonville's number 1 right now.
What? Really?
Yeah, it's
Are
terrible.
you sure about that? Can
Is
we
it just
Google
not
that?
being covered
Okay.
on the news anymore?
Let's Google
Or is that
that.
like just a normal thing now?
Let me check it out.
Really? That's happening? Because it doesn't feel like in my neighborhood that's happening, but it's so crazy how in certain pockets it must be happening. And I'm just not there. Why would I go there? Like, why, unless I knew
You
somebody.
don't need to be
And
there.
I don't happen to know anybody.
Good.
But I mean, is it possible to grow up and like live there and never actually really interact with the rest of the city? Because I almost feel like you could totally do that where I live.
Dude, we're number 9, and 100 is the safest. That's terrible.
Someone said, let's see, Oh Stony Bear said, I've driven y'all drunk fool asses around before.
Good comment. That was Lauren, by the way. If no one knew that.
Oh,
Yeah, I figured.
okay.
Where is that? Is that where? I didn't even see that. Alright.
You don't see that yet?
Yeah, you have, Lauren. You've done that.
I'm trying to think of the
Look up those.
situation.
I think she picked me up at Chubby's one night, but I'm pretty sure you were with us. No. No, that wasn't it.
Hey, I'll take this moment to say, those that are listening, hey, just go tell your friends, share this on Facebook if you think they would be interested in hearing folks like Danny Lake and Nelson Rith over here speak their wisdom on y'all masses.
Absolutely.
The masses of 9. You guys are very special people. Actually, I think there's only 7 unique viewers. I mean, other than me and Nelson, I think we count as 2.
This podcast is sponsored by CausticLawBand.com.
CausticLawBand.com.
And also DJ Didactic.
Yo, DJ
Check me out.
Didactic. That's
Facebook,
right.
Twitter,
That's
Instagram.
deep Danny Lake.
I also do a live Ustream every Thursday night, ladies' night at Latitude 30.
Hell yeah. It's a live stream though, right?
It's a Ustream.
It's a Ustream?
Ustream, but it's a live stream.
Okay,
Ustream.
okay. I thought
It's
you
a
were
live
using
Ustream.
live stream.
Nah, fuck that. That's
Okay.
lame as shit.
Yeah, I tried that out.
You have
for
to
a
like
second.
be a member to watch it. That's
I
fucking
don't.
retarded.
Yeah, and it was weird, and I don't know. And even the UStream thing's some sort of messy, but whatever.
So this was what I was going to talk about earlier. Is there's a documentary online by Vice. If anybody doesn't know what Vice is, go to Vice. I think it's Vice.com. They put out these documentaries that are just amazing about shit that's going around the world that you'd have no clue about if you didn't know anyone that was going out there and doing a story on them. So Vice is the catalyst for great information Go to Vice.com. But anyways, they have this documentary on this guy who lives in Alaska by himself. Go to YouTube.com or Vice. They have it on their website, but YouTube.com has it as well. This guy goes out to Alaska one day. He said, "Fucks it." He said, "Fuck it" to the American society. It goes out to Alaska and starts living by himself, dude. He starts a life by himself in Alaska, and eventually starts a family there, has a wife there, has children there. Now, you might think that Alaska, but Alaska's fucking hardcore, dude. You go up north of Alaska, it's snowy as shit there.
It's way cold.
Way fucking cold. This guy's living there, dude, with like hardly any resources. He brought everything there over a certain amount of a period of time, a period of years, and
he was for real, man.
Yeah, he was real. He was real. This guy said, "Fuck
dude, this is what he resonates with."
It's
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's his fucking physics. That's his music. That's his whatever, you know?
It's beautiful, man. It's crazy how...
But people did that. How do you think Alaska got settled? You know, people lived through that before. I think that's something that's been lost on society, is how good we have it even when shit's bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even when shit's bad in your life, I mean, things are really actually good compared to what it was 100 years ago. You know what I mean? 100 years ago, shit was different, man. Way different.
It was. But this guy...
Like,
good.
all this shit, we wouldn't have this. There's no way you'd be listening to this shit. All this fucking digital broadcast shit.
But still, the
You know
cool
what I
thing
mean?
about it
And
is
this is gonna be fucking ancient. Not even that long from now.
it's still zeros and ones too. Isn't that trippy? It's still information packaged in zeros and ones.
Yeah, man. I don't know.
Living in Alaska. Type that into youtube.com if you want to check out this crazy documentary. Worth your while. Surviving Alone in Alaska. Check it out. Love it.
Dude, we're losing,
One of the most
we're
inspiring
losing
documentaries.
Losing viewers.
Well, someone needs to call in.
Nelson just totally ruined it with that whole living in Alaska thing. No one was like,
I mean, that's pretty nuts to be able to, like, sort of shirk society and say, fuck that. But then what? What's going to end up happening? Right? So you live off the land for how long? And eventually his
when
his
you get
family
sick, do you
is
get your leg cut and get infected?
Yeah, what are you going to do? Yeah, when you get fucking cancer or something, what are you going to do? I guess you just
You're
fucking
gonna die.
That's the
it.
thing.
Yeah.
But it's a natural thing that happens,
You're
I guess.
trading one for another. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have to work jobs, but the reason that we have houses and cool shit like this that we're doing right now is because we have jobs, you know? And we're gonna live a hell of a lot longer going to like hospitals and shit like that than we are in the wild. Even though living in the wild is more of a pure environment, I would love to live in the wild. I completely would love to live in the wild.
Dude, we got a caller coming in.
Let's do it.
Hey, what's up? You on the board? Who's this?
This is JP.
JP!
Hey, what's going on, man?
Nothing much, man, dude. Just fucking listening to your guys' show. It's fucking hilarious.
How's it going? How's it sound, man? That's everything all right?
Fucking, I just wanted to point out that fucking every time that Nelson speaks, I fucking hear one of the Baldwin brothers from fucking Biodome speaking in my ear.
Biodome? Where do you get that?
I don't know. He just sounds like Doyle from Biodome.
Like his voice or the way he talks?
Dude, I swear JP
It's just
sounds
his
like
voice.
George Tsoukalos from Ancient Aliens when he talks, man.
So JP, you're an audio engineer?
Jesus was Caucasian. You can tell by the ocular impressions.
Nice.
That's me?
That was you.
No, that was George Tsoukalos from Ancient Aliens. The dude with the crazy hair that shows
What?
up on Ancient Aliens the whole time.
JP, so you're an audio engineer, correct?
What's that?
Are you an audio engineer?
No, I'm not. That
Wait, what
would
were
be my
you
cousin.
saying?
I am an aspiring journalist.
Oh, nice.
Oh, no way. Is that what you're going to school for?
Yep.
That's
It's
cool,
proven
man.
to be most difficult.
Most difficult. Well,
Most
what made
difficult.
you want to do that?
I don't know, man. It's I spent 5 years in the military, you know, and I've been deployed twice. And just seeing the news, you know, when your life becomes the news, you know, you have a different perspective on what the news is. So when you see or when you read or you see the news, you kind of ask yourself, like, this shit that they're talking about isn't really the only thing that's happening. You know,
Yeah.
no one focuses on the good that we're doing. Everyone wants to focus on the bad that we're doing, collateral damage. You know, I'm not saying to sweep it under the rug, but you know, come on, there's other shit out there that we're doing. You gotta put
Dude,
that
are
out
you
there
outside, man? Or are
Yeah,
you
I
like
am.
next
Smoking
to
a
someone
cigarette.
humping on a bed?
No, it's getting chill with
too. Yeah,
the
I'm
cigarette.
outside. I'm smoking a cigarette. There's like fucking frogs and shit
Yeah, I
out
can hear
here.
the frogs loud as
What's-
shit. But yeah, go ahead. I'm
Give us
sorry.
some of the good that you're talking
Yeah, man.
about.
Yeah, talk about it, man.
Like, you know, just like getting to know the people. You know, like you think that someone who's been to a combat theater would come back home with a disgruntled attitude about Iraqis or Arab people. You know, I love the Arab people. You know, just us going out there and meeting these people and actually connecting with them. You know, trying to find out our similarities instead of looking at our differences. And you know, like us helping the police out there. When I was out there, my first deployment, we had to help train all the Iraqi police in our area. You know, so we did a whole lot of good there. Working with the Iraqi army, training them how to do counterinsurgency operations, how to keep their citizens safe, the schools that we're opening up, the doctors that we're bringing in, the schools that we're setting up. You know, it's just little things like that. I'm not saying to like not talk about, you know, the other shit that's happening. There's more to it than just, you know, blood, guts, and mayhem. You know, we're doing a whole lot of good, but at the same time, I don't know. It's just point of the story is that journalists aren't, in my opinion, some of these journalists are in the pocket of some big, huge corporation, and like their stories are all, they're all picked, like they're all chosen.
Yeah,
I mean, if that makes any
absolutely.
sense.
Because like
You know what I'm saying?
journalism is run by the people who are paying for it. Like journalists like you are bought. You know what I'm saying? Like you're hired
Yeah.
on
Dude,
to that. and
what's
then-
gonna stop you from being bought? When are you gonna be?
I don't know,
when
man.
Are you gonna do the
I have no
crossover,
idea.
Man?
Like, see, that's one of
EPMD,
my
you know
that's
what
one
I'm
of the
saying?
things that I'm thinking about.
No, but the goal is to be
You know, if
bought.
I become a journalist,
Crossover.
you know, if I do become a full-fledged journalist, what's going to stop me from, you know, becoming too greedy? You know, it's or will the story that I actually write will it be published the way that I want it to be
How
published,
about
or will
this?
it
How
be
about this?
edited
Do you
like to the
think-
point where it's not even my words that's even being printed? You know what I'm
Do
saying?
you think that real journalism exists right now? Like to the
In my
general
opinion,
population?
no,
Do you think so?
not really.
Unbiased.
Like you can read it in
Vice.
newspapers.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, I cut you
Go
off.
ahead.
Vice.com, man. Hey, you're a journalist. You know, do you know Vice.com?
Hello?
Do you know about Vice.com?
I can't really. Well, say it again one more time.
What?
Have you? Hold
Hey,
on.
can you hear okay?
I can, but
Have
I
you
can't understand what you guys are saying.
have you heard of Vice.com?
Mhm.
VICE. They have a special on HBO, a Vice special. They do fantastic documentaries, and I'm telling you, write this down because you would love the documentaries, man. They're so intriguing, so interesting.
How do you know those are true?
VICE.com.
VICE.
VICE.com.
They're
Yeah.
like independent journalists that are like built, and now they have their own HBO special kind of thing. They do amazing work. Amazing.
But how do you know they're real?
Just
How do you
because
know that's
By
not
the way,
edited out to
Like,
just be
do they
a certain
sound like
way
they're
or
do they
whatever?
sound like they're subjective or objective? In
Objective,
their,
definitely
in their,
objective.
Their stories.
They
How do you know? How do you know what objective really
By-
is unless you really already unless you
By-
have an unbiased way of knowing the truth already?
by
Yeah,
the-
but see, the whole point of being a journalist is to be objective. We can't be
No, yeah,
subjective.
I
mean,
agree.
we can't have any emotional ties to a story, and if
Absolutely.
we do, that's wrong. That's a wrong type of journalism. We're not
Sure.
supposed to be putting our 2 cents into a journal or into like a news article or anything. You know,
Yeah,
and
I
I feel
totally
that a
agree
lot
with
of
you.
journalists are doing that these
Yeah,
days.
I agree with you, but here's the thing though, like, that's what you want in journalism, but if it's not being offered, how are you supposed to know? How do you know if something's objective? Let's say you go to Vice, which I totally believe might have amazing documentaries, okay? But how do you know that is what's real? You know, how do you know
don't.
that anything is real unless you go and do it yourself? And you can't
Well,
possibly
that's why
do
you have to
everything
fact check
yourself.
everything that you read.
But how do you know that that's even real? How do you know?
Well, I don't
You
know.
have to take it
That is
on
a good
faith,
question. That
right?
is a good question.
That's a really deep question, though.
That is a deep question. It
as-
kind of like
No, but doesn't that you're basing your arguments on that very premise that you're able to fact check by using other people's work and taking faith that is correct and right, right? But how do you know that it's unbiased?
But if
how
you
do you know?
if you thought that way, then you would have no idea why anything worked the way it did. You would have no faith in any of the
You would
systems
have to have
work.
faith.
No,
That's all you
No,
would have
but
is
if you-
faith because
if
you
you-
don't understand.
but
it.
if you questioned it like that, I feel like you wouldn't have any faith for it. You wouldn't have any faith for how anything works like that.
Yeah, you're right.
Why do I know that the sun came up? Because it came up today. And then if you're like, okay, is it going to come up tomorrow just because it came up today? Then you have nothing to base your physical realm around. So you really go off the charts with something like a comment like that. How do you know? How do you know what is really real and what's not? What we do is we have our own basic way to break down this system to do it. Does it happen over and over again?
But anyways, we're talking about one of these documentaries. If you know anything about North Korea and how crazy North Korea is, they go into North Korea and they do a documentary there, and it's just insane.
Oh, I think I've seen that one. I've seen that one. Yes, I have seen that one.
They'll go.
They were met by some sort of like government official, and they were taken to some of these houses,
Yep.
and they were shown the North Korea that the North Korean government wanted the West to see.
Where no one is
that they're,
at.
that they're
Right.
just normal people,
Right.
blah blah blah, that good stuff. But it was, I don't know. It was a crazy documentary. If no one's seen it, you have to go see it, just because of how by they I mean the North Korean government goes to great lengths to prove to the world that they're still a functioning country. Their people are happy. It's crazy. They focus on this one family, and in most houses here in the United States, you go into a house, you see pictures of Jesus or Buddha, or you have this stuff of great and important people laying in your house or something like that, or books about from these people. But in these houses, they have nothing but images of Kim Jong Il, Kim Jong Un, the father or whatever, and in their libraries, there's no other books except for the books that these guys
That are
in their country
approved
have
and
come out
shit.
with. They're completely cut off from the world. It's just
How crazy, man!
completely
Can you
crazy.
imagine that? 'Cause that's,
notion. I
But
can
that's
never
your
imagine
reality.
living in a
That's
world
what
like
you
that.
think is real because you have to have faith in what's.
No, but the
you know
whole
what
the
I'm
whole
saying?
point of that was that Vice has many things like this. Like they go to Africa and do the same thing in like whorehouses in Africa, and then they'll go somewhere else on the planet. Like
That's crazy.
Liberia,
yeah,
where they have cannibals and crazy shit that goes on, drug use at the age of 10 with heroin and cannibalism and war and just fucking
just
crazy shit.
crazy stories that I feel like they're not reaping any benefit from unless we watch it. So I feel like that's kind of true journalism right there. Is like it's not like they're actually going for an angle. They're just kind of just explaining how fucking crazy some shit is. If that makes any sense.
They go into the brothels in Liberia and oh my god.
JP, what kind of journalism are you wanting to go with? Like, what's your goal?
What direction?
See, that's the thing. I don't even know. Like, I came into this headstrong. I knew I wanted to be a war correspondent. There was always going to be some sort of conflict going on that I can report on.
Dude, you should report on
But,
that conflict right there.
It's changed over the years, So I don't even know if I want to be a war correspondent. Do I want to go back to that kind of lifestyle? Do I want to go back
Dude,
to
who wants to
seeing all
go
that
to that
ugly shit all
lifestyle,
over
man?
again,
Come on. But you made it. You did it. You made it. You got more experience than some other green dude trying to jump in there. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, best believe, like, if I ever became a war correspondent, I'd know how to handle myself. Just thinking about it. I mean, do I really want to see all of that, all the horror again? I mean, I think that's something any type of journalist or any person who has ever been through, a traumatic experience like war, like like, would we want to put ourselves in that type of situation again? But at the same time, if we don't, and if we don't tell the story, who's going to tell the story?
That's
You know?
true. That's true.
True that.
Dude, that's awesome, man.
True that.
What are we talking about?
Yeah, man, just talking about who's gonna be telling the story. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we got our man Dakota here, who just walked in the door.
Just joined us. That's right.
Dakota just joining us. He's our neighbor to the right of us.
What up?
JP, man,
Depending
thanks
on what
for
direction you're
giving us
facing.
a holler, man. I appreciate that. Hey, I wanna
No problem,
keep
man.
the
Like,
callers
I mean,
coming
come on,
in, man.
it's
That's
the boy,
awesome.
man. You can't turn down the boy, bro.
Oh man, I appreciate it, dude. Hey, tell your buddies, anybody that you think would be down with what we're talking about, let them know. Spam that shit out. Send it out.
Hey JP,
Promote,
good
promote,
talking to you,
promote.
man.
All right, you guys, you take it easy. Oh, just let you guys know, there's like 341 views on the show right
Dude,
now.
nice. Dude, expand that out. Let's see who else wants to come check out the boy. You know, they're not
All
really
right,
just
guys,
checking
yeah,
out
take
the
it easy
boy, they're
now.
checking us all out. Thank you, JP. JP is the type of guy that makes this shit happen. Give us a call, 904-638-5119. You know we're waiting for you. Yeah, man, so Dakota, we're talking about what is the real story and who's going to tell it, man, because JP wants to be, he's an aspiring journalist. I feel like it's really, you're hard pressed to find real journalism, like an objective view of something. I feel like I can totally write something objective and it makes me feel really shitty because I want to say something. If I find something I don't really want to say, right, I say it, but it makes me feel sort of dirty.
Yeah.
But I have to say it. I have to say it because I have to be objective, otherwise I'm lying.
Yeah.
And I don't want to lie. I don't want to be a liar, you know, in the end. Because if someone finds out in the end, that makes me a liar. You know what I mean? And I want to be objective, but I don't feel like everybody feels that same way. Because if they really feel a certain way, that might be the only way they look at things.
Well, it comes back
'Cause
to
I know
like
people like that.
what's your motivation though? It's like to be a journalist, you want to get caught onto a major broadcasting network. Like that's where
Right.
journalists make that's where they make money if you're in it for the money.
Well, yeah,
So-
that's the thing. So how do you know a journalist that's in it for the money versus a journalist that's just in it to tell the story?
It has to be.
How do you know?
I think any journalist that's in a major broadcasting thing has a direction.
But
Like, they're not
how
freelance.
about if you go outside of that? What if you go to
I don't
an
know.
independent source?
You could go to some independent journalism like Vice and like kind of take it how it is with
Yeah.
that, or take it to another one like. Al Jazeera is kind of like a old school one that you can see like kind of real journalism, like of like what actually is going on and stuff like that.
You think so?
I mean, it's a little
You don't
scandalous.
think
You have
that-
to take journalism as it is, though. You have to believe it as it is. Take the facts from it that you think are there.
How do you know what's there?
Well,
you just
how
pick
do
and
you know?
choose?
How do you know something exists as it is? How do you know something
Man,
is a
how do you-
fact?
Exactly.
It-
But like, so you can't
You have to
take a hard
take
line
something.
stance on shit.
But you do.
Can't,
You
can't.
as a human being, in order to exist in
Oh,
this
God.
physical reality, have to
Oh,
take a line. You do.
No,
You
no,
do.
No,
Because if you don't, then how does any of this work?
It doesn't. That's why we have shit happening in politics, stalemates happening in politics. Is people are
Do you
taking
go to
the
a
fucking
job?
line.
Do you go to a job like for
Yes,
the week?
yes,
Do you have a
yes.
cell phone? You work in the same
Yes.
system we do.
Yes, yes.
You know what I'm saying?
But I don't take a line. I don't feel like I take a specific line.
You do, whether you know it or not, you do. Whether you know it or not, you do.
I don't know that it's true for everything.
No, but there is a line at some point
let's-
that you take as real.
let's do
It's
this.
not.
But I am willing to consider other options. I'm willing to consider. I always have a willingness to consider, which hardline to me means you don't have willingness to consider other things because that is your belief. Period.
Let's walk through a daily life, an average person's life, generally speaking, and talk about how much trust we have for that person. has.
Yeah. We trust everything around us. We have so much faith in shit that's all around. How do you know people are going to stop at a red light? How do you know? How do you know that shit? Right? Because they don't necessarily have to.
faith.
You have faith in the other person. You know what I'm saying? We run on faith all
Yeah,
day long.
all the time.
All day
Faith
long.
that you know, in everything. There's faith is
A fellow human being.
a fellow human being.
Mhm.
Faith is. What do you mean? What do you
That's
mean
what
by
we have here. Like, just faith as a fellow human being.
Do you think
Trust
some
each other
people don't? Do you
blindly.
think some people have no faith and no
Yeah.
no idea of responsibility to humanity that you're talking about?
Absolutely, there are
Yeah.
people out there that are like that. And then there's also people on the opposite scale
Yeah.
who feel like their whole life is devoted to helping humanity.
And then
And
there's
then
like,
And
there's
what do they
everything else
get
in
back?
between.
What do they get back?
What
do they
do they-
want anything back?
Do
no,
they get
they
anything?
want to give back. That's what most of them want to do. And then
So
there's the
what-
other ones that want to grow or freaking keep animals so they can release them and eat people. It matters how you look at things, really. Like,
Who's right?
Oh,
Who's
wait,
wrong?
what? Raise animals
Like-
to eat people, or
Yes.
raise
like just crazy
people
things,
to
man.
eat
Whatever they
eat
want.
animals? Wait,
really.
what? Raising animals for people to eat? Which way?
No,
are you
for the
talking?
other way around.
For
It happened
animals for people to eat
I
people.
forgot exactly where it was, but there was this guy who grew animals, like some wild, crazy animals, like
And he
bears,
fed them people.
and released them so they could try to kill people. Completely failed, but
So he was
Kinda
trying to raise a legion of like hell beasts, so to say,
yes.
that would
Out of
terrorize humanity, and it didn't work because
He
we
was like
had guns.
85, killed himself when he released them all.
Sounds like a good plan to me. I would have
We
rather gone
have
with the
guns
human
and
centipede
poison.
plan.
They're
There.
dead already. They're animals. We can kill any animal. We've known to make things extinct. What
We
other
can't-
animals
Dude,
are known
we can't
to
kill any animal because we have yet to kill a Sasquatch. You know,
Is that okay? Well, I mean,
seriously.
we have yet to prove it's
We've yet to
real
kill one.
either.
We can film it all day, son. We have yet to kill one. Joe Rogan even said that. So, Joe Rogan.
I don't know
I
that
hope
you
you're
can-
listening
well,
to this
apparently-
podcast, Joe Rogan.
Apparently, we can't seem to film it every time. I don't think that's really it.
Dead air.
What?
Hey,
That's just. I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying.
How about Genghis Khan?
What about it?
You know Genghis Khan?
I know of it. I read
why
Kublai
are we all
Khan.
negative today? Can we get like a positive topic here? Because there's nothing positive about Genghis Khan, and we're about to go down a road.
You know, he did say something. And Kublai Khan actually was saying that he was talking to his brothers, and he said, "Alone, one arrow is easy to break, but the whole quiver, you know, is impossible or some shit." No, it wasn't quite impossible. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? So you couldn't work alone, but together, right? This is his way of making an analogy
Gotcha.
for his people.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's mostly what I got.
As he slaughtered
He talked about
like
Xanadu and
hundreds of
shit.
thousands.
We have a caller in.
All right, someone's calling us up. Here we go. Here we go. Hey, thanks for calling in. You're on the Boyd. Who's this?
This is Bronus again.
Yo, yo, yo. What's up, B? The bro.
Hey, I think there is something you could say positive about Genghis Khan.
What is that?
A lot of
He's a
lot of
historian,
people in humanity owe their fatherhood to Genghis Khan. He was the father of like 1,000 children.
Yes.
1,000 children?
Yeah,
how do we
there's
know
suppo-
that?
There's supposedly a lot of
or
people.
maybe-
And how do we know that's not
Thousands,
rape
like-
children?
Thousands of people can trace their lineage back to Genghis
mine?
Khan. It's positive, I guess, if those thousands of people are good people. But I guess it's negative if they're shitty.
I heard that claim about a bunch of people being related to him nowadays is false. I'm not positive about that. But have you ever heard of that?
Well, I don't know. I'm sure he raped a lot of people. Probably even raped some dolphins.
You can only hope, but go ahead.
Yeah.
Probably rapes and dolphins. Who the hell knows?
Oh, and like I said, I don't think raising man-eating bears is pretty good, effective methods for population control.
No, but it's an idea, and it's something more than you had, Ken, because you didn't have shit earlier.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? At least Dakota came in and was like, at least came with an idea, regardless of how
Danny, you're
crazy
you're
it would've been.
negative today.
I am. I'm sorry. I'm
Why are you
not
being
trying
so
to.
mean? Are you just...
Ken, I didn't
Let's
mean it.
let's
Are
turn
you
this.
mad about dolphin rape? Is that what's going on?
I think we were right about one thing earlier. It was about turning this podcast positive. Let's talk
Thank
about
you.
Let's talk about a couple. Let's go around the table and talk about something that we're all thankful of.
It's like Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving dinner.
And then other people, if you would like to call in and join in on this happy part of the conversation here, then we would love you to chime in. We would love some inspiration. Please call in.
So what is this? The holiday we're looking forward to?
Yeah, we're at Thanksgiving dinner, Ken. What are you thankful for? Go.
Oh, Thanksgiving dinner, man. I'm thankful. I'm probably thankful for mashed potatoes at that point and gravy, and I'm thankful for people's short prayers so that I can get to the food.
Wow.
Awesome.
That's
Cool. So
it's pretty. That's pretty selfish.
Is it? Is it though?
But I
You
like
don't think
it.
other people are thinking the same thing?
You know what? Honestly,
You know what I mean?
I'm thinking the same thing
So
because
in a
I'm
way, you're
usually
really thinking about
out of my
everyone else.
mind for Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh yeah.
we lost him. Awesome.
On
Ken.
that
note.
On that note, let's see. Raise man-eating bears not effective for population control. Hey,
Well, you can't say that until it's actually.
Hey, so this man with the story you're telling. Whoa, with the banging, man, with the banging.
Oh, sorry. That's right.
Yeah. So what animal was the base animal for this experimental erasing of humanity? What's the matter?
Can you hear out of the headphone?
What? I can. Can't hear anything.
Oh, there we go.
What happened?
Okay, and we're back.
Well, we were always here.
These are way better. Give me these
Just
back.
stop listening. You don't even have to listen to anything. What were we even talking about? It's now that we've had
What we
this
were thinking.
You
derailment.
brought up the last question about a man eating or killing humanity.
I'm thankful for man-eating bears.
Oh yeah, no. What was the base animal for that? Right? Like, was it like a cat or was it a dog? Or was it a bear?
What are you talking about?
You know, like when he said that he engineered an animal that would go and eat humanity.
Oh yeah,
Right? What was it based on? Was it based on a cat or a dog or a bear or
What do you mean? What was it based
a
on?
seal, a bat?
Oh.
Like what was
I
it?
think he just raised bears, didn't he?
Was it a bear?
Oh, no, he raised
A
like
type of
bears,
what?
tigers. Like,
Oh, just an assortment.
Yes.
Oh,
Like-
like a team.
well, and he probably just bugged the shit out of them until he hated everybody that they
Like-
ever saw.
grew them with hate.
Oh, yeah, I
Grew them
guess.
with hatred.
So he just abused a bunch of animals. What?
Something wrong with my headphones here.
That sucked.
Nah.
Yeah,
He's working good
do a scan or something, I think.
What's
Reset
going on?
them. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. Yeah, man.
So, I'm noobing on podcast. So is there a specific topic?
No, you just kind of whenever there's dead time, you can go on a rant, just ask a question and then go with it. It's kind of like stand-up comedy, improv. So if I were to be like Dakota, let's talk about Dakota for a second.
Yeah, tell us
Dakota
about
lives next
'cause
door.
People don't know who
Dakota, how old are you? What's your name? How long you been here? What do you do? What's up?
Yeah, I'm Dakota. I'm 18. What do I do? I don't know. Not much.
Yes, you
really.
do.
But,
What do you do? There you go.
like, I think people should. But,
What?
I don't know.
What do you think about, man? Who are you, Dakota? What goes on in your daily
This
life?
vessel.
I don't know. From taking a lot of time, I found that spiritual work for me is very progressive.
In what way? How's it
What?
progressive?
Like it helps life a lot, especially if you learn how to how to manipulate certain forces of it.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, what do you... Dude, what do you mean by that?
It's using,
Dakota's real, man.
It's using the tools that were given to us with the power of our mind to manipulate, I guess you could say, matter. Almost.
Like the Force?
Reality.
Reality.
You can
Perspective.
manipulate reality.
Yes.
Please
Isn't it
expand
what you
on
say that was what witches and shamans would do?
that. Yeah. Oh, you maybe, I guess. I don't know.
So you're a witch.
Like
Shrooms?
shrooms expanding reality like that?
A natural sort of way, yeah.
Is that natural? I mean, that's natural, right? Is it? I don't know.
In a way.
What does that mean? What's natural? Isn't cyanide natural? Like, that kills you. It's natural, though. You know what I mean?
That's a good question.
It is.
Sorry, go ahead, though.
But,
So please expand on that.
I would like to do a beer bong.
That's down below here.
You can do that whenever you'd like, sir.
Can you give me? Where's it?
I thought it was right here.
What do you think about this combination? Snake plus bat plus dragon.
Ooh.
Dragon, is that...
For killing a human being?
I don't know, but what does dragon? That's not...
Yeah.
What kind
There's
of
no such thing as that, unless you're talking
Two
about a
of them are
Komodo
flying,
dragon.
and one of them doesn't have legs, so that makes... A snake and a dragon are kind of the same
But it
fucking
breathes
thing.
fire.
Nah, I don't know.
I don't know, I
It's
guess
a
it's
dragon.
reptiles.
You can't just say
It
dragon.
breathes fire. It's nocturnal. It's smooth moving. It's very versatile.
As now it has
What are
armor.
you talking about?
Like, what
What
dragon?
breathes fire? Your dragon?
A dragon,
Yeah,
dude.
a dragon.
And a bat, it flies too. And
It's
the snake
nocturnal.
is just like a fucking dragon, just like a smaller, slender...
It sneaks up at
For
night.
everybody
dude.
I'm
In
sorry,
the
this
night.
is audio only. You're missing out on Danny doing the serpentine movements of a snake with his entire body.
Describe how those movements
As
make you
his-
feel.
Oh, how I feel? I just want to feel like sharing it with the world, which I'm doing.
You know what's funny?
Because we have maybe 4 people watching this.
No, fine.
But that means 8 of
We have
us are
5
having a
people.
conversation right now.
Yeah.
And who knows? This is the future conversation that someone's having in the background while they're doing the dishes or mowing the lawn or some shit. Or downloaded this podcast off of YouTube.
It's good. It's good information for good people.
Is it? I don't know if I would call it information.
Data.
That's a strong label.
Is it? It's information.
Sure. It depends on what you define as information.
What do you define as information?
You could say information as in that created
I would believe that information is a collection of data.
Yeah.
And this would just be data.
So
until
it's data
organized, and then it would
collected.
be information.
Yes, you're right. It's data collected. Is anything content in what I'm saying and you're saying and any of us are saying, like information that we should like use as in
Well,
any
any
form
information is
whatsoever?
information.
4 other people might be taking it.
Let's get a caller in on that.
Kinda sounds like
Someone-
that.
someone
Yeah,
listening.
you guys tell us what is going on. Komodo dragon, he said. Ooh, so that is a
Next person who
terrestrial
calls
legged,
in. Next-
legged animal.
Next person
So
who
he's
calls
saying
in, I'm gonna
Komodo
do a beer
dragon.
bong for.
I'll do a beer bong for the next person who calls in as well.
2 beer bongs.
2 beer
Promise.
bongs.
Platypus is a king of all animals, says
Anyone.
Sire P, and a bunch of other stuff that I can't say all in one.
Why don't you call in and talk about it? We'll do some beer bongs.
Do some beer
Anyone.
bongs, dude. Hit it up. Hit
Well,
it up.
someone has to call
You
in.
guys can imagine.
Someone has to call in with a question.
And then you'll do a beer bong. All right, someone
With
call
a
in with a
topic.
question with a good topic. Hopefully not about spank bangs.
It's like we're
and
getting
stuff.
desperate. Like, oh, please give us some topic.
Yeah,
Give us some
please.
We'll drink for
Yeah,
it.
I don't know. I don't know. What have we
We are
become,
proposing.
fellas? What have we become? What have we become?
I'm doing this because I know
You've
someone's
become
going to call.
You've become whores. You've become whores.
Who's gonna call?
Someone's going to call.
It's all right.
We're losing people by the minute.
Yeah, we are.
Well, it's getting late. Also,
This is true.
11:30.
There are still a couple people listening though. If those couple people out there want to chime in, what is the number, James Boyd?
904-638-5119.
Nice.
That's right.
Thank you for the
Too
two
bad that
people.
didn't spell anything, like 638.
I tried to make it, but they're all taken. Everything I
Damn
wanted
it.
was taken.
The Boyd was taken?
So good.
Yeah, it was taken. It was taken. I couldn't.
That would have been
Oh,
so
dude, I
That's
tried.
even 7
Yeah.
fucking.
I tried. That's the first thing I tried. They
Damn
knew
it.
it wasn't the Boyd. They
Damn
couldn't do
it.
the Boyd.
Call in.
That's such a
904,
good name.
the Boyd.
Dude, but it's just like people can call that. It's easy enough. They can call in. We loop them right into the conversation. You know what I'm saying?
We are. I
I think
think
it's working out.
Look at what we're doing though. We're spreading information, regardless of that information is interesting or fucking entertaining or useful. It doesn't matter really.
Dude, Kid Bronis says this is.
Oh, we got it's beer bong time.
Caller coming in.
I have to do a beer bong now.
Thanks for giving us a call. This is James on the board. Who's this?
Hey, this is Bronus again.
Hey, it's the bro.
What's going on? Are we playing beer pong or something?
No,
or
they're just
am I gonna have
bonging
to
these
defend
beers, man.
my
They're bonging a
snake
bunch of beers.
dragon back?
Dude, I gotta go to work tomorrow.
Bong in a beer.
James Boyd has to go to work tomorrow.
But the podcast must go on. I mean, I think we're still in the midst
Did you
of
call in with? I think you are our
Yeah.
last viewer.
We got one.
We
got one.
We got Cameron. Go ahead. What's going on, man?
Am I playing some kind of beer pong game?
This one's for you, kid.
Yeah, this is dedicated to you. And here Danny goes.
Oh,
He's
Danny's
chugging.
doing the beer bong.
He's chugging. Oh, he pussed out. Oh, dude, he killed it.
What?
No,
Well,
it's
take
gone.
that. What are you doing?
Oh man, he killed it. Never mind. I was wrong. I'm stand corrected. That was amazing.
So,
that was
uh,
an amazing
so
feat of
Bronus.
biology. How do you do that? That's a lot. That's a lot of beer in that fast.
Well, you know what? We had about a good average 9 viewers that whole time. 8 to 9 viewers.
Yeah, man, that's pretty cool.
That was good.
I mean, we're down
We
to like
wanna-
one.
Yeah, it's just Ken. He's on the air right now.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun, man. That was really fun.
Dude, we really appreciate it too, because you're fun to talk to.
Ah, man,
Dude,
I
you
love
better
it,
be
man.
there on Thursday for the
Keep doing
next
it,
one.
but
All right, Ken.
keep it
Also,
coming.
we have to pitch each other's fucking Ustreams.
Dude, tell us
Like-
about it, Didactic. Hook it up.
I pitch a Ustream on Thursday for my DJ feed. We have to merge.
Do it. Dude, I don't know how to do all that shit.
I don't
man.
either. That's what
I
I'm saying.
don't like as much. This is. I hope I don't have to do any more research or anything for this fucking podcast. To be honest with you, I'm just sort of. I just want to talk. You guys want to sit down and talk. But I want to. Let's do this merge thing you're talking about. That sounds sort of.
merge.
Yeah, that sounds sort of odd. Like, I don't know. Danny, would you like to merge streams?
Do you want to merge?
Let's merge our streams.
Yeah.
Hey, if anyone else
It's
wants
like
to merge
Ghostbusters.
streams by the
Call
leg,
in.
give me a holler, send me an email. Actually, I think you can actually send an email to theboydpodcast@gmail.com. That's a real address. So send me an email. If you want to hear a topic, send an email to theboydpodcast@gmail.com. I haven't been checking it. I'm pretty sure nobody's emailed
This
yet.
podcast is brought to you by theboydpodcast.com.
That's right. That's right. Dude, Ken, that's awesome, man. Thanks for
Ken, did
giving
you
us a
have
holler.
a topic of choice?
Oh, I'm just pissed off that I couldn't get my phone working and call you guys earlier in the topics you were talking about in the beginning.
Like-
I love that.
like
the
which
physics.
topic? We
Dude,
could
my
revisit
brother was
your-
supposed to call in, man. I think he's gonna be calling in sometime. Maybe Thursday we'll be talking. I don't know if Tracy's gonna want to talk about physics, so.
I think
Well, let me know when you're going to talk about that stuff, because
We'll set it up. We'll set it up. Hey, anybody else wants to talk about physics, you best get on the podcast. Let me know. Send me an email, theboydpodcast@gmail.com. But I'm going to leave y'all with Tsunami by Caustic Law. Hope y'all enjoyed the podcast. Thanks for joining us. And y'all will hear the archive version on YouTube probably in the next couple days.
Word up.
Peace out, y'all.
let's slow